All right, everyone. Welcome to Week 2 preview. Hope you had a good time last week watching the games. Some exciting ball games on. Our league was no exception. I went 3 for 3 on my picks, just like flipping a coin. I tend to get about half of them right, but I'm going to get better this week at prognosticating. At any rate, I now stand 3-0, or 3-3, I should say. Taking a look last week, some of the big wins. My team, smell this, really poured it on over the Rednecks. I more than doubled up the score on that one. Blue and Gold versus V Bolden. That was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. I think that was one of the ones I picked. I don't remember, but I think maybe I picked that as an upset, but as a 4-point difference. Nads was looking good throughout the day, but Mike Bolden came back on Monday night and took the win pretty convincingly, 132 for the third highest point score for the week. Quincy looked really strong, 133. Dad's going to have a long year unless he gets serious with the quarterback. Looking at North Mac Attack, came up just shy of 100 points, 99.8, and Mud Dogs prevailed 116.6. Deceptions looking really strong out the gate, 121.88 winners over Mean Machine. So again, 3-3 for my picks last week, like flipping a coin, but we'll take it. I felt pretty good otherwise. Now, looking at the college update, I promised you some inside scoop from the LA Coliseum. Quincy and I and a friend of his went to the Virginia game. It was a hard-fought game. USC prevailed, but Virginia looked tough. I've got some video from the campus to show you right now. Around the USC campus, it really is a big-time college experience or football experience. So anyway, looking around, Notre Dame had a tough week. National television, Michigan put it to them, and the Irish took it on the chin. Now standing 1-1. They continue their tour in Michigan this week with the Michigan State Spartans, who are always tough. Notre Dame, SC is going to pick up Minnesota this week, where they play the Big Ten. So we'll see how they fare against a traditionally lower level Big Ten team. SIU, speaking of Big Ten teams, play the University of Illinois. Those of you back in the Midwest know the outcome of that game, 35-3 in favor of the Illini. Southern just didn't have the horses to run with the big dogs there. At any rate, didn't hurt the Slookies much. They remain number 5 in the coaches poll, and they play Southeast Missouri State this coming Saturday on the campus there in Carbondale. Looking at week 2, a little bit of a preview. Oh, and before we do that, one thing I want to say is, be careful on your add and drops. We're seeing a lot of really good players, or don't be careful, I guess, as the case may be. We're seeing a lot of really good players going through teams and ending up on the on the waiver wire, which, is fine if you're there to pick them up. But, I just point out that Arian Foster, you dropped him last week, and the man ended up posting like 250 yards and 3 touchdowns, and is widely considered now to be the man in Houston. Same thing with Frank Gore, another guy that was on your bench. And I see real quick here that even though it's a good move with Legadou Nene, I think Percy Harvin, who's now on the waiver wire, is a good catch for somebody. But it was a good pick there, Rick, on Brandon Jackson, who is now the man in Green Bay after Ryan Grant goes out for the year. So again, when you're going to be dealing, when you're going to be trading, when you're going to be making these roster moves, think about it. I mean, you ended up, Ryan Grant for Michael Crabtree. I have to laugh on that one. Alex, you really got the better out of that. Any rate, I'll let it go. you guys. I hope you're having fun. Um, Looking at week number 2 coming up. So this week, Smell This versus Mike B. Um, I'm feeling good about my team. Peyton Manning had a spectacular day. Colts had to play from behind throughout, which feels good to for a passing quarterback. Anyway, Peyton plays Eli this week. The Giants are no slouches. I got to get Bernard Berrian out of that lineup. He is a real disappointment, as is I think that whole Miami or that Minnesota team. Adrian Peterson did not perform well for me last week, although he's expected to do pretty well against the Miami Dolphins this week. But Jamal Charles is the man, and Wes Welker is his number one target there for Tom Brady. Looking on Mike's side, he's got Phillip Rivers versus Jacksonville, and then Felix Jones and Matt Forte. I got to give myself the nod on this one. If I look at the Yahoo points, I got 135 to Michael's 122. I'm going to pick Smell This on this one. And by the way, as you look at the matchups, you may notice that you can actually vote for who you want to pick. It's kind of fun way to stay involved in other contests. It's down at the bottom of the week-over-week matchups. Taking a look at Veronica Bolden versus the Deceptions. Jed, you had a very strong week last week, and you look to be pretty solid this week. All 5 of your top guys are projected to go into double figures. Jay Cutler, I'm no fan of the Bears, but he plays against Dallas. That could be a tough matchup. Maurice Jones-Drew is going to be running against San Diego, and Noshan Marino against Seattle. I think Seattle's going to be a little bit porous. Noshan should have a big day for you. Looking on Veronica's side, Matt Schaub is going to face Washington. Matt Schaub is a great stat producer. Sean Green, you got him against New England. I got to tell you, I got Sean Green in another league that I'm playing in, and what a disappointment. That whole Jets team, they didn't score a touchdown last week, and I think it might be the curse of the Hard Knocks, the Hard Knocks curse. Any rate, been real disappointed with the Jets so far. Mendenhall against Tennessee, that's always a tough game. Pittsburgh against Tennessee. I got to go with the Deceptions. I think Jed's going to move into 2-0 and is going to look pretty solid heading into week 3. Looking at the next matchup where we've got brother against brother. The Civil War, as it were. The blue and gold against North Mac attack. Alex, looking at your team real quick here, dude, you got to get that second running back position covered up. You got it open right now. You got Ray Rice against Cincinnati. I think that's a solid move. Brady against the Jets. That's a division game. Brady will be looking to play, but unless you get that running back covered up, you got no chance of beating your brother. Looking at Jake's team, Tony Romo against Chicago. Hakeem Nicks, who is kind of the number one guy, it seems, out of New York right now. Ryan Matthews, rookie sensation, out of Fresno State down in San Diego. You know he's got to be good if San Diego would let their franchise guy, LaDainian Tomlinson, go in order for this guy. But speak LT, Jake, it's a solid move getting LT in there. He showed up last week for the Jets, even though Sean Green didn't. So right now I'm going to have to go with North Mac attack, but I'm going to be saying that for 2 reasons. One, just to smack Jake around a little bit, but I'm going to put a caveat too. I need you to cover up that running back position and don't make a liar out of me here, Alex. Looking at Rednecks versus Team Quincy. Team Quincy had a very good week last week, looking really strong. Flacco came through for him on Monday night. Miles Austin was huge. Chris Johnson was huge. And Quincy has picked up, as I mentioned earlier, Arian Foster. So his ground game is unconscious right now. I think he needs to get him in there. Rednecks, you got Brett Favre against Miami. Favre, don't get me started. I used to love you. You broke my heart. Randy Moss, looking for a contract. He's whining already. I don't know if you saw that post-game comments up in New England. I'm going to give the nod to Team Quincy. You're looking a little strong, and I think once you get Arian Foster in there, you'll have all the guns you need to knock the Rednecks back to 0-2. Looking at the Nads versus the Girard Invincibles. This is father versus son, another Civil War kind of thing. I'm going to go with the Nads. Until Dad gets serious about this quarterback situation, meaning Chad Henne's got to go. Not going to be liking your team. Your next best player is your Houston defense, and that's just not good. Anquan Bolden should be good. You picked up Eddie Royal. Good advice there. You got Reggie Bush and Tim Hightower. Neither one of them are expected to do tremendously well next week, but until, like I said, I just don't feel good about Chad Henne as a quarterback. On the other side of the ball, Drew Brees is playing against San Francisco. San Francisco's got a good defense. They're going to need it all because Brees is the man. There's no question about it. Paul has got a good quarterback there. But looking at the rest of his team, Michael Turner and Clinton Portis, and he's starting 2 tight ends. That's the way, Paul. Going with a 2 tight end strategy. Vernon Davis and Chris Cooley. Normally you get about a point for a tight end in a game, but I think it's a solid move on your part, Paul, to be starting 2 of those boys, albeit 2 pretty good guys, but I think you could be doing better with that wide receiver spot than Chris Cooley. Any rate, I'm going to give the nod to the Nads. Nads get the nod, as it were. And in our game of the week, Mud Dogs versus Mean Machine. This is Uncle Rick versus Tyson. Tyson's got Palmer in there at quarterback against Baltimore. Again, that division rivalry is going to be an important game. They love to smack around each other. Ahmad Bradshaw is a good start there, Tyson. And Peyton Hillis, good solid pickup there. Marcus Colston, I love him, so that's a good move. Rick, on your side of the ball, Aaron Rodgers is against Buffalo. He might score 100 points for you this weekend. T.O. is a good move. Cedric Benson, decent move against Baltimore. They're going to be tough to run against. Baltimore's got one of the better defenses. Brandon Jackson, solid move getting him in there because you know he's going to get a lot of touches against Buffalo, and he should be able to run wild. I give the nod to the Mud Dogs. So that's it for week 2. We hope everybody's having fun. Get your picks in. Get them locked down before the start of games. All games are on Sunday and Monday night this week. And looking forward out a little bit, looking towards, I think week 4 is when we're going to start with the bye weeks. So I'll let you know who's on bye every week, and you make your adjustments accordingly. But at least for now, all players are going to be playing. Everybody's eligible. Get out there and have a good time. We'll talk to you soon, everybody. Have a good week. See ya. Bye-bye.